What's good, Internet? My name is attackslug. It is that time once again where the first details of the yearly WWE 2K game are out there. I'm gonna react to them and discuss them here in this video. It's WWE 2K20. Who's on the cover, you ask? Well, it leaked out yesterday, but it's Becky Lynch and Roman Reigns. Out on October the 22nd, and curiously enough, this year, as opposed to I think last year or the year before, if you pre-order it, you don't get it early. If you buy the deluxe or the collectors, there's no, hey, buy it and get it 4 days early. I have to wonder if people like me who buy those and put out a bunch of videos that have a bunch of bugs and glitches like every year, it's like, you know what, let's just not do that, because it's going to impact people who are buying it on the actual day one for the standard edition. Just my own personal conspiracy theory on that, or perhaps whatever the financials on that last year didn't work out. Anyway, everybody this year gets it on the 22nd of October, at least as far as I know from what they've announced this morning. Your digital deluxe edition includes, as usual, Accelerator and the Kickstart, and some superstars, including for the first time in a 2K game ever, Chyna, as well as the return of Hulk Hogan, The Rock with his $500 shirt, and the Rocket Sock Connection version of Mankind, and I guess more to be announced, or perhaps not. I don't know, but yes, Chyna, for the first time in a WWE game in a number of years. Now you have to wonder, you have to ask, can Chyna fight the men? Because if you can't make Chyna the IC champion in your game, someone somewhere screwed up. And also in the Deluxe Edition, a complete set of WWE originals. We'll get to what those are here in a moment. And that is your digital deluxe in terms of your 2K20 big old collector's edition. This year, the theme is the 20th anniversary of SmackDown. So fitting that you have 2K20 and 20 years of SmackDown. That's cool. And so in addition to all that other stuff, plus the usual, hey, here's some Supercard stuff, you have your physical goods this year are a piece of the SmackDown ring skirt between the years of, I think, 02 and 08, and an autograph, one autograph, either Kurt Angle or Rey Mysterio or Edge. Don't get it twisted. You only get one of those. I think it was Kurt who said he signed 10,000, so I would imagine that there are 30,000 in total for these autographs. And so if you bought it and didn't get the one you want, there's always eBay. Now, I know you're wondering, okay, well then, what is your pre-order bonus, or who is your pre-order bonus for this year? And as far as I can tell, the pre-order bonus, according to the WWE 2K webpage, is you get the first of the 2K originals. Whatever is in that first 2K originals package, we don't know yet, is going to be your pre-order bonus for the standard edition. So that brings us to the features. What's new in this year's game? We have the showcase mode returning from last year, and this year's showcase is the women's evolution. So following the careers and the rise of Becky, Charlotte, Sasha, and Bayley, the four horsewomen. And that one we had already very heavily suspected, considering that there was Sasha spotted in New York doing something with 2K, and here is that something. And showcase mode is always like, alright, you play it, it's fun, it's okay, you move on. It's not a thing that you replay, so I do enjoy Showcase being in there, and I do enjoy making that Showcase video content, but that is very much a one and done for me. I didn't exactly miss it when we didn't have it, but I will totally play it. Now, for as much as 2K says they listen to our feedback, the one thing people have been asking for in the history of the MyCareer since it was introduced back in 2K15 is, where is the women's MyCareer? Finally, how many years later, we finally get a women's MyCareer mode. That one was a long time in the pipeline, and I am glad it is finally in the game. Also new this year is the mixed tag team match. And that one you're a little bit late on, considering last year was the 2 seasons of Mixed Match Challenge, so you're a little bit late on that, but I'm glad it's in here. I am just wondering, though, how restrictive is it? Because I don't think they're ever going to give us intergender matches, right? And that, again, goes back to, can you have Chyna fight the guys, right? We know how very particular these games have been, where if you have a manager who was a woman, and if you're fighting on the outside and any competitor accidentally hits that woman, then it's an immediate disqualification. So how do they regiment these mixed tag team matches as far as your in-ring action? Does it take complete control as soon as you tag to make sure you don't hit anybody you're not supposed to hit, is the question. So I definitely want more details on how that's gonna work. I want to know, can you create intergender factions in universe? Can you create additional intergender entrances for your mixed match matches? Like, how's that gonna work? I need to know. But much like including a Women's Royal Rumble last year, it's about freaking time. The Towers mode makes its return in 2K20, and if you love Towers, I'm sure you're hype. If you were indifferent, I would imagine you're probably still pretty indifferent. But this year we have a story-centered tower based on the career of Roman Reigns. Now, does that mean there are going to be cutscenes in the tower in between towers? Does that mean there's going to be objectives in the matches that are particular to those matches? Is it going to be like having a mini showcase inside of a tower? Again, we need more details. And that brings us to the WWE 2K20 Originals, a thing I definitely need more details on and how it impacts the game moving forward. And so this is described in their press release as a service model. And if you play a lot of video games like I do, that should say, oh no, microtransactions. That means recurring expenditures in your game, which I know that 2K headquarters wants those recurring payments in all of their games. Now, important to note, in the text for the Deluxe Edition and for the Collector's Edition, it says that you will get the full set of the originals. So to me, that says it replaces the Season Pass. Because nowhere in any of this text is there any mention of a Season Pass. And I've seen some folks on the internet saying, oh, there's a Backstage Pass. Nowhere in any of their text, anywhere on the 2K website, does it mention the words Backstage Pass. However, even if the website does not say the word Backstage Pass anywhere on any of their pages, if you look very closely, if you zoom in on the Collector's Edition picture, you will see right under Roman and Becky the words Backstage Pass. And one has to hope this means Season Pass in addition to the originals as part of the overall package, or perhaps an oversight on your graphics department and not congruent with the rest of your product. We're gonna find out, but no pre-order page anywhere has the words Backstage Pass. So did somebody screw up, or is it just not announced yet? We'll find out. Now, these WWE 2K20 originals will include a new playable world, a showcase episode, arenas, superstars, story towers, and character parts, and more. And all they've shown from this thus far was some concept art of a kind of a swamp arena, a Frankenstein Braun Strowman, and like a Plant Man Bray Wyatt. And I know that Mattel and WWE have been kind of doing their weird toys here and there, their strange, bizarro toy lines. And obviously last year we had the monster version of Triple H in that MyCareer. And I just have to wonder if this is only in here because it was the easiest thing you could do. Here, have some new skins for arenas, have some new skins for characters. You don't have to sign any additional likeness rights with Superstars. There's no legal paperwork. You're making up your own stuff, so that makes things have a lot less red tape when you're going to get those deals made. And don't get me wrong, I liked the weird stuff in MyCareer last year. I just don't think that needs its whole own mode and DLC and service model. And the last thing here on my list is updated controls. They're more accessible to new players. They're streamlined. What any of that means, I do not know. Just don't ruin it, please. Like, if you have a good idea for a more improved and streamlined submission system, certainly I'm all ears. But the rest of the controls are kind of fine. Like, I'm okay. But I guess I'm not a new player, so I've been playing these for a while. So at the end of our August 5th info dump, what information is not here? Number one, no GM mode. So I would imagine if we ever get GM mode back, that's one of the first things you announce. So not being in that first info dump, I have my doubts. Like every year, I have my doubts that GM mode probably not in the game. And certainly having your first announcement from Xavier Woods, and he's been playing GM mode on his channel, he would certainly want that information up front, and not having it in there is like, it's probably not in there, you guys. Much on that same token, seems like, once again, no story creator, which is the one thing I want here as a YouTuber. Give me story creator, would love that. And no mention of the special guest referee match, which, hey, that could still be in there. We're not done with announcements, so at some point, if that's considered less important, that could still be say, hey, it's in there, because if you recall, last year in Showcase, they had that match in Showcase, but not in the main game. Why is it not in the main game? Just including. Come on. And one other important missing thing here is that if you own a Nintendo Switch, well, I'm afraid I've got some bad news. So I had hoped they would take a year off, find a more competent port house, and come back with 2K20 on the Switch, but as of right now, no such luck. Perhaps an announcement later, but at the moment, oh well. At least we'll have Retromania next year. So final thoughts on this info dump for 2K20. Is attackslug excited to play 2K20 in October? And look, every year I tell you guys, I look at these things realistically. I play a lot of other video games, and I can see how far behind a lot of other video games 2K has been for a long time. And also, this is the very end of the PS4, Xbox One life cycle. Like, if 2K is truly making a further investment into this game series, you're not going to see it this year. Even next year would be a little iffy. Like, if you're truly investing in a true next-gen wrestling game, then I would say look to 2K22 at this point. Because nothing they've shown today could not have already been done in 2K19 through DLC. And if you are a 2K fan, I guess you're kind of used to that. You've been conditioned to say, hey, here's some minor improvements, here's a minor new thing or two every year to keep you playing that game for a couple of months. And maybe Originals does that this year, maybe it doesn't, I don't know, remains to be seen, but I'm attackslug on this channel doing wrestling coverage, and obviously, don't even ask, I'm buying 2K20, you will see coverage of that game on this channel. But until then, until next time, sub to the Slug, leave a like, see you then, and I'm out!